Alright everyone, welcome back. And since everyone seems to be liking these videos about the different ways that you can play the each leader right now for Treasure Cup, we're gonna keep making them for like each leader, exploring like the different ways to play the leader, and Kid is no exception. There's two definitely good viable ways to play Kid, and it depends on where you want to make the focal point of the deck. So here the first list that we have, it's the your Kid version with double searcher. You're gonna see this a lot. It's a really good thing to have, just being able to have more resources, have them as a blocker. It's really good with any leader, I mean with any Kid strategy that you're going for. We're gonna have Okiku's. Okiku, we cut it down to 3 because sometimes you see too many. It's not good to have too many of this card. But it's good as a 3 on numbers. You still have to play your blockers, and you still have to play. We opted to play the killer because it's been a really impressive card in the mirror and in many matchups against red, against all of these cards where you can just attack a card, they waste some resources defending it, and then you still play a killer and kill it anyway, which is really nice to have that option. And when you hit it out alive and you kill something else, it's also really nice to play a card for free. So it's been a really good card, especially in this list where your main focal point, it's here, the 7-drop. You're playing 3 of this one and 3 Water Dice Powerful to have a defense combination where you can play this guy on 8 energy and have like a dual blocker here. That's really good. You can even go deeper into this one if you want to. You can go 4-3 on this one if you want to make the focal point all about this guy, which you can definitely do. This card is really powerful on its own, and it can definitely win games, and it's really powerful in the mirror too. In the mirror, against like blue, purple crocodile, against like even against red. Like if you just drop this against red, all their attacks are attacks at this point. So this card is really impressive against any deck. It's a really good card, and if you want to make all the deck all about this card, you absolutely can. You still play your basils, and you still have a little bit of non-combable cards, too many non-combable cards, but having the flexibility of having this as a dual blocker is what gives this list the edge on some instances, right? The weaknesses of playing this list is you're gonna be weaker against blue because you don't have as many captain kits, and they can bounce this back to your hand or bounce to the deck, and that's just a disaster. You play 7 energy to get bounced back to your hand, they gain the tempo back, and if you don't have your 8-drop, you're gonna lose that game. And it's gonna be harder since out of the top 4 searchers, if you see your 8-drops and they go to the bottom of the deck, you're not gonna be able to see them for that matchup. And against blue, if you don't have the 8-drop, you're gonna have a tough time, maybe even lose, because that's not that easiest matchup if you don't have an 8-drop to sit behind it. Also, another you're a little bit of non-combable cards heavy, so sometimes you can get to a spot where you cannot combo with cards. That's also an issue with this list, but the advantages also have they're really significant, where like this card on its own and the leader can win a game because it gives you an attack potential for 8 energy. You can make it even a 9 to just play around 4k counters, and the leader, these 2 on its own, they're gonna win matchups for sure, because this is the last card to die in your board, usually, always, because this is the last card that you can block, and it always taxes the opponent's turn by making them attack for 7, or you're gonna just be able to block 1 attack for free, which is really nice. And again, having the flexibility of playing waterfall and restanding it, it's another nice feature to this leader, to this list at least. And you're still playing the same cards, the laws. You can make the change here and there, up to your preference, up to your what cards you like the most. But yeah, the main focal point of this list is sitting behind the 7-drop. That's the main thing, and everything that you're playing is just to play around that and to make your game plan just work for this card. That's the main thing for this list. Let's go into the next one and see how it changes from this one. Alright, and now to the next list. We have a different kind of strategy going on here, where the main focal point of this list is the A-drop kit. Why is it because this card is just busted. This card reads all of these Winnie cards, the Raizo, the Okiku, even the Hawkins and the Laws, and all of these cards below this line, all of them become AK. So what does that mean? So once you have the A-drop out, your Raizos are gonna be an attacker and a draw card engine. So you're gonna have a bunch of cards while also attacking the opponent. So that's why we like Raizo at 4 on this list specifically, because being able to attack and draw is what gives you games on this matchup. And we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers, 4 different blockers in total of 14. So your kid is well protected on board, while also being a threat. While also being a threat on like all these cards can be like all of these ones can be like really good behind this one. You could augment a little bit the leader if you want to, the list if you want to. You can add another Basil Hawkins, since he behind the A-drop is also a really good finisher because they cannot block this card, and at the end of the game you can just attach all the energy that you have on him. And well, you can also use that combination with the leader, because that's the nice thing. You like basically having 2 different finishers behind the A-drop, which is very, very nice. So you can also play more Hawkins if you want to. You can also play an amount of the 7-drop. It's not as good as you might think, because you're playing too many A-drops, and then you're playing too many cards that you can combo with, and you're already playing this many that you don't combo with. On a leader that just wants to protect this guy at all costs, so you need a lot of combo power for this to work. Again, the main advantage of having this list is just that your Winnies are gonna be good early game against aggressive decks. Like Raizo against red is really good. Okiku against red is really good. These cards against any deck that is trying to be aggressive are excellent. And also in the late game, they're also going to serve as double purpose, where you're going to be able to play them with your kid. If you already have blockers out, you're going to be able to play them for free with your kid, and they're going to be able to attack with them, generate value, and they cannot be killed back because all your cards are going to be protected by the A-drop. That's the main focal point. Like if you don't find the A-drop, this deck is not working at all, but it's kind of hard when you're playing 4 of them, right? And also you're playing cards like the X-Ray, because it's a good card which brings back the tempo to you. You KO something on Resmo, which you can easily bring down with all your cards. And you also play a 6k attacker, which has been a really nice card for us in testing. You're only playing 2 Momosukes here instead of 4, because you don't have that many searchers, and you need to cut something out for some other cards. And that's the card that we decided to trim a little bit on. You still have a lot of we decided to play less Momosukes and more Raizos, because this card also attacks, which is more impressive than having a Momosuke every time to search. It's better to have just a card that literally just draws 1 card and also is applying pressure. That's why we decided to play more Raizos over Momosuke. We're also deciding to play 3 Gibsons, because it's easier to defend your cards and your leader with more Gibsons. And the main weaknesses of this leader, or like this strategy as a whole, is if they have a reliable way to deal with the A-drop, which is not easy, mind you. But like if they have way too many, if they have way too many 10 drops, or they have I don't know, too many jet pistols, a combination with Otama, or if they have round tables, like if they have a way to remove this guy, your deck becomes a lot weaker, right? Because this is the whole point of the deck is sitting behind this card, and if you cannot do that, then you're gonna have a problem. But right now, set 1 doesn't have that many answers for this kind of strategy, so you can easily sit behind this card and just watch the opponent to be destroyed by like little value cards like these ones that are just gonna eventually go. And also just the A-drop sitting behind the kit, just attack with the A-drop. If you don't have anything else in your board, and you have the A-drop and the leader, that's just good enough to win games. You don't need anything else to win with Captain Kid. You just need to be able to attack for big numbers at the end of the game, and they have to show you blockers every turn. So that's why I honestly prefer this list over the other one. But there's something to say about playing the 7 drop blocker. That card is impressive on its own, and also it's gonna be really good against many leaders. But I just like the 8 drop too much to not play it as my main engine if I'm playing Kit. If I decide to play Kit, this is something that I will lean into more than anything else, because I really like the playstyle for the deck. And yeah, with that we'll conclude the deck profile for today, the different ways to play a Kit. Just if you can merge them in the middle, again, you can play some 7 drops. You can also do that, but I just wouldn't recommend it that much, because it gets clunky at that point. And yeah, thank you for watching, and keep waiting for the next I don't know how many leaders we're gonna do with this one. We wanted to do the more competitive ones first, and then if you guys wanna see the other ones, if you wanna still see like the other lists that you might see but they're not as competitive as this, like first 5-7 leaders, then let us know if you want us to keep doing the other leaders. And thank you for watching.